Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right to manifest wealth, but the results just won't flow? You visualize, you affirm, you take action, but something feels off, like you're missing the key that unlocks the vault of prosperity. Let me tell you something powerful. It's not about trying harder. It's not about doing more. It's about activating balance, because the universe doesn't just respond to what you want, it responds to how aligned you are internally. And that alignment is deeply connected to the ancient, sacred truth known as the seventh Hermetic principle, the principle of gender. No, we're not talking about physical gender. We're talking about energetic polarity, masculine and feminine forces, creation and incubation, idea and intuition, action and surrender. Both exist in you. Both are necessary to create. And when you learn how to bring them into harmony, you stop forcing manifestation and start allowing prosperity to be born through you. So if you're ready to discover how this ancient principle can help you unlock the true flow of wealth in your life, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, we're going deep into the secret architecture of your energy and showing you how to magnetize abundance by balancing the creator and the receiver inside of you. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this powerful Hermetic series. You're about to activate the part of you that was designed to prosper. Let's begin. Let's start with what the principle of gender really means. At its core, this Hermetic law teaches us that everything contains both masculine and feminine energy. Not just people, but ideas, emotions, actions, even wealth. In Hermeticism, gender doesn't refer to physical sex or societal roles. It refers to polar energies that govern all creation. The masculine is the force that projects. It is will, direction, intention. It is the spark that initiates. The feminine is the force that receives. It is intuition, nurture, expansion. It is the womb that gestates what's been planted. Nothing is created without both. In the spiritual world, in the material world, in the world of money. Let me say that again. Nothing is created without both. And yet, most people who try to manifest abundance are living completely out of balance. They're either stuck in a loop of constant doing, hustling, forcing, pushing, trying to make it happen without ever stopping to receive, reflect, or rest. Or they're lost in passivity, dreaming, visualizing, meditating, but never taking aligned, assertive action in the world. The masculine without the feminine becomes aggression. The feminine without the masculine becomes stagnation. But when the two are united, that's where manifestation is born. It's like a cosmic dance. The masculine sets the intention. I want to earn $10,000 a month doing what I love. The feminine receives that vision, nurtures it, feels it, and allows creative ideas to emerge. The masculine then takes action on one of those inspired ideas, and the feminine flows with the feedback from the universe, adapting, adjusting, sensing. When you're in this rhythm, this sacred union between energies, you're not just manifesting money, you're birthing a new reality. Let's bring in some deeper proof. Carl Jung, the legendary psychoanalyst, said we all carry the anima and animus, the feminine within the man, and the masculine within the woman. He didn't invent that idea. He rediscovered what the Hermeticists already knew, that true wholeness comes from inner union. Even modern neuroscience supports this. Studies have shown that creativity, a key to wealth generation, requires both linear thought, a masculine quality, and divergent thinking, a feminine one. Entrepreneurs who succeed long-term don't just hustle. They envision, sense timing, flow with inspiration. They listen to their intuition and then act on it. That's Hermetic gender in motion. So what does this mean for you? It means if you want to manifest financial abundance, you have to look at the energy you're bringing to the table. Are you only pushing? Are you only waiting? Are you taking action from fear or from intuitive trust? Are you open to receive, or are you blocking prosperity with doubts, disbelief, or low self-worth? Because remember, the feminine receives what the masculine initiates. If your masculine is projecting fear, your feminine will give birth to more scarcity. But if your masculine energy is clear, focused, intentional, and your feminine energy is trusting, open, surrendered, then the universe has no choice but to meet you. Because you're not just asking, you're embodying creation. You are the cause. You are the vessel. You are the union. Now here's something most manifestation coaches don't tell you. Even affirmations follow this law. When you speak an affirmation, I am a magnet for wealth, that's a masculine projection. But if you don't feel it, if you don't allow yourself to receive the energy of that truth, it never takes root. The affirmation was a spark, but the feminine didn't nurture it into life. So what do? We train both. We practice clear, directed intention, the masculine, and we cultivate emotional resonance and surrender the feminine. This is why meditations with sound healing work so well. The sounds like 528 Hz or 888 Hz help open the feminine fields of receptivity, while your focused intention activates the masculine frequency. Together, they form a sacred technology, one that ancient mystery schools taught for centuries, and modern manifestation finally remembers. Let this sink in. You are the union of forces, and when you consciously align your masculine and feminine energies, money stops being a struggle. It becomes a dance. Let this sink in. You are the union of forces, and when you consciously align your masculine and feminine energies, money stops being a struggle. It becomes a dance. Let's take this ancient principle and bring it into your real life, into your wallet, into your bank account, into your business, or your next big leap. Because this isn't just philosophy, it's a blueprint for wealth creation. First, let's assess your current energetic balance. Ask yourself, when it comes to money, do I tend to overthink and hesitate waiting for the perfect sign before acting? Or do I push forward without listening to my inner voice, ignoring when something feels off? This is crucial, because most of us have been conditioned to operate heavily from one side. If you were raised to value hard work, logic, and measurable outcomes, you've likely developed a dominant masculine pattern, all action, little alignment. If you were encouraged to trust the universe, feel your way through life, and not force things, you may be overly reliant on your feminine flow-all vision, little structure. But money responds to the balance. It needs your inner CEO, the part of you that sets goals, makes plans, commits to results. And it needs your inner mystic, the part of you that listens, feels, senses timing, and connects with higher guidance. Now let's talk ritual. Rituals are powerful because they activate both sides of this principle. Here's a manifestation practice that aligns with the law of gender. Step 1. The masculine spark, clarity, and direction. Each morning, sit down and write a clear financial intention. Example, This month, I receive $5,000 through aligned and joyful work. Don't just think it, write it. Writing activates the logical, linear part of your brain, the masculine. It sets a clear frequency into motion. Step 2, the feminine receiver, emotion and visualization. Now close your eyes. Feel what it would be like to already have that money. Where are you? What are you wearing? What are you doing with it? Let your senses come alive. Feel safe. Feel worthy. Feel open. This is the feminine saying, yes, I accept. Step 3, the sacred action. Now ask, what is one action I can take today that aligns with this version of me? It could be reaching out to a potential client, updating your website, journaling your limiting beliefs. Whatever it is, do it. That action is the masculine in motion. The receiving state is the feminine in devotion. And when done consistently, you're not just trying to manifest, you're embodying divine creation. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, a coach, was stuck for months at the same income level. She was constantly visualizing her dream life, but doing very little to shift her structure. When she started to bring in masculine elements, a launch plan, daily targets, clearer messaging, she started making moves, but she kept her rituals, her meditations, her connection to intuition alive. That month, she doubled her income. Why? Because the principle of gender was no longer just a concept. It was living in her. She became the union, the initiator, the receiver, the vessel, the director. And money followed. It had to, because she was finally whole. You see, when your energies are unified, you become a cosmic portal. Ideas don't just land, they take root. Opportunities don't just appear, they magnetize to your field. And the fear of how fades away, because the how becomes you. That's the secret most people never learn. We chase strategy, we chase gurus, we chase systems. But true manifestation doesn't begin out there. It begins in the balance. And that's what the Hermetic Law of gender is whispering to you. You are both the spark and the soil, the architect and the artist, the fire and the ocean, the code and the dream. You already have everything you need, but you must bring it into harmony. Let that sink in. Let that guide you. Let it become your new wealth blueprint. Let's go even deeper now. The principle of gender is not about biological sex. It's not about men or women. It's about energetic polarity, the dance between the masculine and the feminine within all creation. And if you want to manifest money, wealth, and abundance, you need to understand this dance. Because every form of manifestation, every dollar you attract begins in the womb of thought and is born through action. Masculine and feminine, idea and execution, seed and soil. Now this isn't just esoteric theory. It's echoed through science, psychology, and spiritual traditions. Let's go back in time. In ancient Egypt, the concept of gender was embedded in the teachings of Thoth, also known as Hermes Trismegistus, the original author of the Hermetic texts. He described the universe as having both active and receptive principles. Masculine energy, the projective, the initiating, is the force that gives form to desire. Feminine energy, the receptive, the nurturing, is the space where that form is cultivated. Without the masculine, nothing begins. Without the feminine, nothing completes. Let's fast forward to Carl Jung, a pioneer in modern psychology. He spoke extensively about the anima and the animus, the feminine and masculine aspects of the psyche that live within every human being. He believed that true power and individuation come when we integrate both. And guess what? Your money manifestation works the same way. If you're stuck only in the masculine, always doing, pushing, chasing, you burn out, you repel. If you're stuck only in the feminine, always dreaming, imagining, but never acting, you stagnate, you wish, but you don't receive. But when you marry the two, when you dream boldly and then act in aligned motion, that's when the magic happens. That's when the universe says, yes, this soul is ready. Even in modern physics, there's a dance between particle and wave, between force and field. Everything in the quantum field responds to intention and observation, to structure and surrender. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to launch a business. The idea, the creative spark is feminine. The structure, building the website, making calls, showing up is masculine. If you just have the idea but never launch, it stays a wish. If you launch with no inner vision, no emotional connection, it feels hollow. It fizzles. But when you bring them together, when you hold the vision and then move boldly toward it, you become a magnet for abundance. This is not wishful thinking. This is law. The Hermetic principle of gender says, gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. And now, neuroscience is catching up. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about balancing the brain's hemispheres. The left brain, logical, structured, is masculine. The right brain, intuitive, creative, is feminine. When the brain is coherent, when both hemispheres are in harmony, the heart opens, the field expands, and money, opportunity, and resources begin to respond. So if you want more money, don't just chase and don't just visualize. Do both. Create inner harmony, then take inspired action. Because manifestation is not just a dream, it's a process of energetic reproduction, and your internal gender balance is the sacred blueprint. Stay with me. We're just getting started. In the next segment, I'll guide you through a ritual, a living, breathing practice to apply this principle in your daily financial reality. Let's keep going. This principle is not about physical sex, but about polarity, masculine and feminine energies that exist in all things, including you. In Hermetic philosophy, gender is in everything. It manifests as the masculine and feminine principles, and it operates on all planes, mental, physical, and spiritual. To manifest money, to bring forth financial abundance, we need to understand how to balance these forces. The masculine is the active, the projective, the initiating force. The feminine is the receptive, the nurturing, the incubative force. We see this in nature. The seed is planted by the masculine. The soil receives it and nurtures it, the feminine, and together they create life. The same applies to money. When we only initiate, always working, hustling, pushing without allowing space to receive, to be guided, to trust, we are out of balance. When we only dream, visualize, and receive without taking aligned action, we are also out of balance. Prosperity is born at the union of these energies. This idea didn't come from nowhere. It appears in ancient Taoist texts as yin and yang, in Jungian psychology as the anima and animus. Even in modern neuroscience, we understand that the left and right hemispheres of the brain mirror this polarity, logic and intuition, strategy and creativity. Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical figure to whom the Hermetic teachings are attributed, wrote that nothing can be created without this balance. The masculine gives the spark. The feminine shapes it into form. Napoleon Hill, in his groundbreaking book, Think and Grow Rich, wrote an entire chapter called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation, where he explained that the most successful people learn to channel both creative, feminine, and directive, masculine energies into their goals. Carl Jung believed that a fully individuated person had integrated both their inner masculine and feminine energies. Even Bob Proctor, a modern voice in manifestation, emphasized the importance of balancing thought, masculine, and feeling, feminine, to create a result. So, how do we apply this? You start by becoming aware. Ask yourself daily, am I stuck in doing mode, or am I stuck in dreaming mode? Then pause and invite the opposite energy in. If you've been grinding, hustling, and burning out, invite space, rest, trust. Let ideas and opportunities come to you. If you've been over-visualizing, scripting, and waiting, invite structure. Take that messy idea and give it a deadline. Make a plan. Execute. It is in this sacred dance of the energies that you activate wealth consciousness. This is not woo. This is law. And it has been reflected across disciplines, cultures, and millennia. Balance is not optional, it is essential. Once you understand that your inner masculine and feminine are not in conflict, but in partnership, you stop sabotaging your flow and you start accelerating it. To unlock your financial potential, you must learn to activate both. Too much masculine energy and you push too hard, control too much, and burn out. Too much feminine energy and you become passive, waiting, wishing, but not acting. Prosperity lives in the balance, in the flow, in the fusion of inspired vision, feminine, and decisive execution, masculine. This energetic equilibrium is the womb of manifestation. Throughout ancient mystical traditions, from Hermetic teachings to tantric philosophies, the sacred union of masculine and feminine has always been at the center of creation. Even modern psychology reflects this. Carl Jung spoke of the anima and animus, the feminine in man, and the masculine in woman. He believed that to become whole, we must integrate these inner opposites. And when you do, you become a conscious creator, the alchemist of your reality. Let's bring it down to the level of money. Masculine energy says, here is the plan, here's the structure. Feminine energy whispers, here is the vision, here is the intuition. Masculine builds the system. Feminine imagines the outcome. When they work together in you, you take aligned action with divine timing. You feel certain, even in uncertainty. You magnetize wealth not just through hustle, but through energetic resonance. Now let me give you a simple energetic ritual to begin integrating this principle. Each morning, sit in silence and ask your inner feminine, what do I feel called to receive today? Then ask your inner masculine, what action will make space for that to arrive? Write the answers, feel them, and then move with both softness and strength. This is the rhythm of real manifestation. Not just chasing goals, but becoming the vessel through which they flow. You're not forcing wealth to come. You're preparing the space within to allow it. That's the principle of gender in action. The seventh Hermetic principle. Gender teaches us that within all creation, both masculine and feminine energies are always present, not in the biological sense, but in the energetic, creative sense. And when it comes to manifesting wealth, the true magic happens when you merge both. When you take aligned, bold action, masculine, and do it with flow, receptivity, and emotional depth, feminine, you become unstoppable. So here's your reminder. Every time you visualize, affirm, dream, that's your feminine energy shaping the invisible. Every time you plan, act, and move, that's your masculine energy giving structure to the dream. Bring them together, because the universe responds not just to one or the other, but to the union of both. That's the balance that creates worlds and wealth. You are not just the receiver, you are also the builder. You are not just the dreamer, you are also the doer. You were never meant to choose between vision and action. You are meant to marry them. The principle of gender says all things have masculine and feminine energy within them, and only when you honor both, you give birth to what you truly desire. So, as we close this journey, ask yourself, where have I been out of balance? Have I been too passive, hoping money just falls from the sky? Or have I been forcing, grinding, pushing with no room for joy or trust? It's time to come back to center, to remember who you are, a divine being, whole, complete, powerful, a creator, a receiver, a vessel of abundance. And as always, if this message touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. This is your reminder. You are not chasing money, you are aligning with it. And when you walk with balance, money walks with you. See you in the next video.